Welcome to part 15 of the Edwardartsupplyhands series, titled Awakening. A full link to the post and Edward's channel will be in the description below. And if you like content like this, please like and subscribe for more. Part 15, Awakening. What the inner man feels himself to be and feels himself to have in the world of imagination is what will be expressed in this world of the senses. You right now are living this outer world. You are walking around, laying down, doing your daily activities. So you are an individual living in a world where you are limited, but you can only experience your own life, self. Likewise, you are an individual, an inner individual living in the world of imagination. In this world, you are God. You can imagine anything. All things are possible here in this world, including the fulfillment of your desire. However, you can only experience self in this world, but you can change self to what you want. And self is what you think you have and what you think you are in this world of imagination. Read that sentence again. And self is what you think you have and what you think you are in this world of imagination. And self, that self, is what is expressed. Pay attention to what I'm saying. As you read this, you are living in this 3D world. You own things within it. You have things. Based on what you have in this 3D world, you create identities for yourself. So if you have no money, you claim to be poor. If you have no love, freedom, or punishments, we claim that we are unloved, trapped, and guilty. Remember, we claim we are things based on what we think we have. So please see what I'm trying to say here. If you stop identifying yourself with this 3D world, which is simply an expression of your inner self, if you stop identifying yourself with what that 3D person has and start identifying yourself with the inner man, you will see the freedom I'm speaking of. Let's say you are in desire of money or love or peace. It does not matter what it is. You do not have it in this 3D space. And since you don't have it, you claim that you are broke, unwanted, etc. But let's instead you identify yourself with the inner man who lives in the world of imagination. So you close your eyes and enter the world within. Bring the desire to your mind. Understand that you must fulfill it in this world. Let the 3D world remain the same. Just leave it entirely alone. Then I want you to imagine whatever desire you want to be fulfilled. Do not just limit it to material things. There's so many desires in me that were not physical at all for me. I wanted to feel that nothing would go wrong anymore. I wanted to feel that there were no more punishments. I wanted to feel that I could show the love I want and not feel afraid anymore. I wanted to feel that relief that I no longer sabotage myself. I wanted to feel that everything I do is excellent, marvelous. I wanted to feel that nothing can harm me. I wanted to feel that nothing could embarrass me. I wanted to feel that I could relax for once. I wanted to feel things too, not just imagine material things. I wanted to free myself in my own imaginative world within me. I wanted to feel these things to be true in my own inner world. I stopped caring about the outer worlds. That the world within me, which we call the mind, is entirely safe, entirely giving, and entirely loving. When it comes to material things, see yourself with what you want. Hear it if you can't see it. Now remember, it is just you, self, and your world of imagination that you are changing. And remember, in this 3D world, we can give ourselves identities based on what we think, feel, we have. So if we can identify ourselves with the inner man, and in that world we have all the things we want, we can then give ourselves a new identity. You do not need anyone's permission to have things in your own inner world. But you can only truly feel this if you actually feel what you were imagining is real. Can you imagine money in your bank account and feel that it's actually yours? Can you feel someone loving you and actually feel that they are loving you? Can you go beyond this and feel that you are the most loved being there is? Can you feel you are actually experiencing it just through the experience here in this world? I want you to stop thinking you are only imagining this. I want you to stop thinking what you are seeing in your mind is fake. I want you to stop reacting to what you do not want to react to you and you. I want you to stop feeling limited by this world of the senses. I want you to stop worrying about how or when it is going to happen and instead feel secure knowing this 3D world reflects what your inner self has and is within. I want you to feel you are limitless within because you are. You do not have to bow down to this world and accept what you think it says about you. I want you to feel yourself to be the creator of everything within you. When I feel anxiety or thoughts I dislike, I no longer feel it as some force I must overcome, but instead I see I am creating that in my own inner world. And in this inner world, I can do anything. So I fear that something bad might happen, and I start seeing it going south in my mind. I accept that I am doing that. From there, I can create what I want in my mind, and since it is my mind, I do not need anyone's permission to feel what I want to be true instead. If I have a thought I dislike, I know I can change and make it lovely. I know I can feel the new, lovely thought to be equally true. There's nothing to change but self. And self is what you think or feel that you have and that you are within. So leave this 3D world completely as it is. When Neville says live in the state of the wish fulfilled, you must remember a state is an attitude in the mind. And wish fulfilled simply means that your wish is granted. Can you see what you want and feel what you want within and feel that your wish has been granted? Can you accept that you have what you want because you see yourself, your inner self, with it? And everything in this world of imagination is yours and is real? You know what happens when you do this? I can give you a hint. You stop desiring. The desire is completely gone for what you are wanting. The inner man who is feeling desire is also automatically expressing this desire, which is a proclamation that you do not have it. But the inner man can also imagine himself with the thing he wants and feel he has it as if we remove the outer world. And the desire turns into a feeling of fulfillment. When you actually feel it, you no longer are wondering how or when. You are actually experiencing it. Now listen carefully to these words of Neville in the lecture, Our Real Beliefs. This has never been written out before. Real belief and knowing are one. When a man really believes, it is just as though he knows it. It is tantamount to knowing. So when I tell you belief, I call it faith, I call it belief. It is not complete until it becomes experienced. One must experience it, and then they know it. You will hear the same thing tonight. Everyone present hears exactly the same thing, but no two people will hear it in the same depth. Some will hear it on the surface, others will hear it below the surface, and others will hear it down in the very depths of their being. It is where you hear it. Tonight, I hope you do not reject what I am here to tell you. You can accept it or reject it. But I tell you, if I get through tonight and you apply it because you are the operant power, I can tell you, but it does not operate itself. If at this very moment I ask you to think of a friend, just think of a friend. And now hear him tell you something lovely about himself, a mutual friend, or you. Just hear it. Do you believe and feel that that actually took place? You may say, well, I imagined it, but it didn't really take place. I will tell you that the day will come, and I hope now, that when you imagine a state before you have external confirmation of that state, to you it is as though you heard it externally. You know it. That this internal act is equal to the external confirmation of that act. You get to that point because the difference between God and man is measured only in terms of his imaginative power. A quote by Neville. If you actually fulfill what your heart's desire within, because that is where desire is held within, can you actually feel it is fulfilled? Once you do this, then you walk in the state of the wish fulfilled. It is all incredibly natural, but you must try it. You must actually feel it is taking place now, your desire. Try it. Not just read what I'm saying and think I'm crazy, nor think I'm smart. Just try it. Test these words. It is honestly and truly my hope as well that you hear this in the depths of your being and you understand what I wrote in this series. Practice the shift in feeling. Step 1. Do what Neville says and imagine someone you know, anyone. Bring them before you. Step 2. Hear them tell you how great you are or how great things have been in their life. Step 3. Now practice the shift in the feeling. Feel this is real. They are actually telling me this. Step 4. Feel that shift that you just moved into this new world where you can actually hear what you want to hear. It is no longer just imaginary. Can you actually feel that? What you just heard was real? Just as if you were in this 3D world? Step 5. That feeling is what Neville is trying to get you to feel when you imagine. So you stop wondering about the how or the when, and instead you just experience it. Remove all that stress and simply experience it. Step 6. Once you start to feel your inner world to be real, then you will become free because you can imagine anything you desire. You can feel what you have always wanted to feel, that freedom. Thank you for listening.